Hi there, this is Chris with Peace of Mind Art and Crafts, and today I'm working on a small journal, and I thought I'd just turn on the camera and kind of take you along with me. This is one that is upcoming, and it's a picture of what the front of the journal is going to kind of look like, and I will be making a video on this one a little later. It's for Letters to the Bride, and I got the idea. A friend of mine, for her sister, has made a Letters to the Bride journal, and she did it in a 3-ring binder, and then put the photos and letters and whatever everyone sent her for letters to her sister. She put them into the binder. And I did the cover, and it's not complete cover that I did, but this is kind of the idea that I used, and so I'm going to be doing a video on that, so look for that upcoming. And today I'm just going to make a small journal. It is like a 5x7, 5x7.5, and I've already made the cover. What I did was I glued 2 pieces of paper together. This is from a digital, I believe it's by Shabby Dabby Doodah, and then this is from scrapbook paper, and so I glued the 2 together, and then I'm going to fold the journal. This will be the cover. And what I'm going to use for the front of the cover is, and you guys have seen this before, this is the slow stitch. I'm just going to use part of it. And I have decided on this part. And what it's going to do is it's going to kind of wrap around. And it's not going to cover the whole journal, just kind of this part that I have here. And it'll wrap around to the back. And it will also come to the same point over on here. So let's mark that where I want that to be. And that's going to be about probably, let's see. I guess we could measure how much this is. It's about 1 3/4 inches, 1.5 inches from the side edge. So I'm thinking about right here. So I'm going to mark that. Now I'm not going to glue this slow stitch piece to the cover yet, because I need to bind the pages in. This is going to be kind of an easy, lightweight journal. It's not going to have too much in it. Let's see. Let's cut. Look at my fabric scissors. Okay. And I'm going to make a small cut right here. Excuse me. One person did comment on what happens when you cut apart the stitches. Don't they unravel? Yes, they do. They will unravel. This I can save for another time. Wrap it back around my spool. Okay, and as you know, the instructions on how to make these spools out of cardboard are in another video of mine. Okay. If I wanted to, I could back this to keep the stitches down, and it also would protect the stitches from coming loose if I glued something down to that. But I think just putting the glue on the edge, see where it's coming loose here? What I'll probably do is I will put a little bit of lightweight glue on the back of those when I glue down the edges. This is kind of just sticking out from here, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this off a little bit just to get rid of that little edge. And like I said, this is going to go on the front cover. I'm not sure quite yet what else is going to go on here. We'll tend to that after we get the pages on the inside. Let's see. Now I got to decide what kind of pages I want to put on the inside. I have a file that I keep with pages in it, with papers, and also digitals. This is my digital file box. It's an accordion file. I just purchased this at, I believe, TJ Maxx. And I use it to store my digitals in. And also I have a paper that has pages, just journal pages. Papers that I thought maybe I could use for pages. I have a coffee dyed section, which I'm going to pull out because I think I might put some coffee dyed pages in this journal. So I have some already made. And then I also have a folder in there that says journal pages. I'll take some of those out. There's some music sheets, some bird book pages, which I don't think I'm going to put in this journal. So I'll put back in the file for now. So we got some pages to work with as far as what we're going to put inside the journal. Let's see. This is kind of just a raggedy old paper that I'll use somewhere, not in this journal probably. These are just papers that I coffee dyed. Oh, I might use some of these in there. These just came from a dollar store book. Actually, I took the book apart and I'm going to use it for the Letters to the Bride book that I'm making. This is kind of pretty. I'll use that in this journal. I'm gonna set this up here. Okay, so these pages are going to be so it's 5 by 7.5. So I think I'll make the pages 7. I think I'm gonna tear some of these with my tear ruler. I like the look of torn pages. Let's put that here. Okay, and by doing this, I got that white edge off the top there. Let's see, I'm going to do less than 5 because we want it to fit in here. So let's see, this is going to be the width, so it could be 7. So we'll do it at 7. I'm just kind of lining it up on my ruler here and using my tear ruler. I'm not very good at this. I have learned that you need to move your hand and hold down the ruler as you go. Okay, this is a piece that I'll be able to save that and use that for something else. And then as far as the width, it's going to be a little less than 5, so let's make it, we'll make it 4.5, or no, we'll make it 4 3/4. Just lined up, and this is not going to be exact because it is torn, so it's got that kind of a look to it. Whoops. I forgot to move my hand down as I was going to hold the ruler. There we go. That's better. These pieces can be recycled. Okay, so that's a nice page for in there. If I wanted to, I don't really like the looks of that against here, but I will have something in the front here that will go with this paper. Okay, so we got one page. Let's make some of these. This is a good page. Actually, since I have this page already cut, what I can do is use it as a pattern. Now, if you want each page to be exact, or if you're cutting them, you can use your cutter, what do you call these? Mine is Recollections. It's the cutter. It also scores and cuts. You can use that if you want your pages to be straight. Okay. I'm not sure how many pages I want in this. Maybe about 10 or so. What happened was I've been selling really well up at the Foothills Art Center, and I am in Golden, Colorado. I am a mixed media artist, and I also sell paintings and ornaments and different things like that up there. Now you'll notice how I got this kind of jaggedy. I don't mind that too much, but I think I will try to shave it off just a little bit. See what I can do. But anyway, I've been selling well, so I had decided that I probably should put a few more of the journals up there, because I've also been selling my journals, which is great for me because I've just gone into journal making in the last couple of years, and I love it. So if this turns out okay, I'm going to take this little journal up there to the holiday art market. I'm going to have to copy dye some more paper. That's all there's to it. This might be kind of more of a blank journal than having a lot of stuff in it, which I don't make too many of. I like to put the ephemera in them, but I know some people like to write and draw in their journals. I plan on doing some with watercolor paper so that I can take them up to the art center, which of course draws people that like art, but it also draws other artists who may need a sketchbook or a place to do some little watercolor sketchings. So I'll do that. Let's do one more of these. That's kind of hard. I should have done this before I folded it, which would have been a good idea. Okay, that turned out all right though. There we go. Okay. Okay, there's plenty of blank pages, I think. Let's maybe do one of these. I don't know how that got yellow like that. I'm trying to remember what I did with it. Let's see. It might have just been the way the paper went. Carry me back to old Virginia. Let's have that on the side. Maybe want this on the edge. I hope you're all doing well. It's a little bit before Christmas. Actually, it's not too long until Christmas is here. A few days, about a week and a half. Get all of that on there, and I think I can. What I'm trying to do is get this to be on the edge of the page. And you need to be a little bit careful when you're carrying the music sheets because they are old and they may crackle a little bit. I don't mind that. I like the look of it, but if they crackle too much, then they might start to bend and flake off. And you don't want that either, really. Okay. That didn't work out the way I planned. Okay, so I still gotta take some of this off on this side. This is kind of the boring part of it, so if you're not really into this or you know how it goes, then you can always just fast forward. Okay, I have the one sheet in there that has some color. I think I might look for another sheet that has a little bit of color to it, but yet still blends with that coffee dyed paper. Here's a map. That's kind of cool. Oh, it's kind of too bright. Another map. Oh, North America and South America. It's a possibility. Kind of like that page. That stuff aside, I'm going to use this page. Okay, I might use my paper cutter. Well, actually, probably do both of these pages at the same time. It snowed here. I live in Colorado. That always looks so pretty. It didn't snow very much, so I guess it's my turn to shovel. I just shovel and it doesn't snow very much. We do have a snow blower that my husband uses if it snows a lot, but usually it doesn't. It's only an inch to 3 inches. But it probably is my turn. Measure where I want to cut this. It's not going to be just right at that, at this point. And let's see. Like this. And since these pages are white on the back, I probably might do some stenciling on those pages or cover them over inside the journal when I get the pages ready. Okay, during the break in the film there, I did finish up cutting the paper, and I'll show you that in a minute. And I am going to bind the book now. I've got it ready to go. I need to put my holes in it, and you can measure this if you want. I don't measure. You can use an awl, or I use this compass point because it goes through the paper pretty well. You just have to be really careful. And what I do is I put it down into a folded out book so that it goes down into the spine of the book and doesn't cut anything underneath. Okay, then I gently pull it out. Then I go about an inch in from the top and an inch and from the bottom. And like I said, you can measure it if you want and put little pencil marks there. That'll work fine. I use a blunt needle with a fairly large eye. Looks like it has some paper lint caught in it. And it's blunt on here just so it doesn't rip and tear any of the paper while you're sewing it in. And usually what I do is I measure 3 times the length of the book. And then if I want to have some of my thread, which this is a waxed thread, if I want to have some of the thread to dangle down and to put a charm or dangles on here, then I add a little bit more. Okay. Okay, and what I do is I just thread the needle, and it goes in there pretty well because it's a big eye, plus it's waxed. And you're not doubling it, you're just using a single strand. What I do is, if I want the tie, or the place where it ties, to be on the inside of the book, then I start from the inside of the book. If I wanted the tie to be on the outside of the book, then I'd start from the outside of the book. And mine is going to be on the inside of the book because that's where this is going to fold over. So it wouldn't do me any good to have it really. Well, it would be okay if you wanted to cover over it. That would be fine. But I want to have a few dangles hanging from the bottom. So this is how I'm going to do it. I'm going through here. And this can be, like I said, since I want to dangle, I think I'm going to measure it here. Then I'm going to turn the book over. And I'm going to go through either the top or the bottom hole, doesn't matter. And I might have to punch my hole again, just so I know where it is. I think that's it. Yeah. That's it. Now you can, sometimes I have trouble getting the needle to go through the hole, or it gets stuck. The best thing to do, like say if it got, this does come through, but say it got stuck here, instead of like maneuvering it around a whole lot and possibly tearing the paper, what I do is I take a pliers and I pull it out that way so that I can kind of pull it straight up. Well, actually this is, it was going to come through there anyway. There we go. See, I use the pliers to pull the needle. Okay, so I make sure I get it taut on that way. Now I'm going to go all the way down to the bottom or the top, whichever you didn't do yet. Okay. And then you're going to turn it over and you're going to come back through the original middle hole that you went down. Okay, and try to come up on the opposite side where you had it. I need the pliers again. No, I got it. Okay, and you'll want one thread on each side of the middle. Here's the middle. So you want one side on each side of the middle. Okay, and make sure it's taut but not tight on there because it could tear the paper. Okay, Okay, then I'll take my needle out. And I'm going to tie a couple of knots. Two or three. You can tie a little bow if you want to leave the string inside, but since mine's going to dangle down. And I don't know yet what I'm going to put on here, so what I'll do is I'll just leave it until I decide. I can take my clips off. And you can use any kind of clips on these. Okay, and so now we're ready to probably decorate it a little bit. And before we go today, I'll put the cover on and we'll decide what we want for the cover. So, some papers that I put in. Show you those. It's mostly the coffee dye papers. Okay, and here's a blank page. That's fairly many blank pages on here. Okay, I'm gonna get some of my my lace and stuff out. I'm gonna put some lace on some of the edges of the pages. Okay, let's just do a few stencils. I like to use this rose stencil the most, so we'll go ahead and use it. I'm gonna throw my, or not throw, but put my stuff back in my bag, my binding stuff, so I don't lose it. Okay, let's grab the ink, which I'm just using the vintage photo. You can use any light color or like pink or red or whatever you want to use. I usually like to do these stencils fairly light so that they can, and I usually use a brush rather than that, so I can get in there better. This is a makeup brush. But anyway, I use, yeah, that's pretty. And then I'll probably put a pocket down here maybe. Let's look for a pocket. Bring out my trusty supply of ephemera. Find something for a pocket. And I'll go with this journal. This is kind of too big. Oops, sorry about that. Okay. A cute little pocket. I think I'll put that there. I think I can tell with these videos, usually I plan them ahead and I have everything kind of arranged and organized, but I didn't do that this time. I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants. But that's okay. Sometimes you can kind of just do that. And hopefully you guys are crafting along with me. Got something out that you're working on. I find it relaxing to watch other people's videos. Okay, get a little pocket there. Watch my time. See if I have anything that, a small tag that would fit in there. This is kind of more of a belly band, but that's too big for this book. Like those kids. Own your dreams. That's kind of a pretty one. Okay, I'll put that one in there. Okay, let's find a place where we can glue some ribbon. Let's do some more stencil. The side of this page. Sometimes if you just put a little bit like that on a white page, and then maybe just fill it in a little bit, you get rid of that white blank look, and yet there's still space where you can write on top of that. I like the way that looks. Let's see. Lace. Okay, I don't have too much of this left, but I like it. Ooh, look, it's just about right for that page. We'll put it on there. Have to bring out a new. I have fabric tack glue. And it's okay if this lace sticks out from the side of the page. As a matter of fact, I like that, kind of like that look to it. Okay, sometimes I turn this so I can kind of get it to fit on the edge. See, I'm putting this almost straight up to the edge. And I can put it like this to make sure it's straight. And I can take a wet cloth, I'm not wet or a damp, just damp, not real wet. Or it can be dry also, which this one is. And then blot off this excess glue. There, that looks very pretty. Okay, let's work on the front cover for a bit so we can at least get that done. So like I said, I'm going to bring this up to the Foothills Art Center, so I probably won't get it done on camera, but so that you can see what the front looks like. I'm going to get that done. Okay. And is our slow stitch. Since it's fabric, I'm going to use the fabric tack. I think I might leave the top part open for a as a pocket, and then we can see what we can do with it. Dab here. This is gonna go over the spine. What I might do really quick is put a piece of paper. I'm going to put a piece of paper over the top here to kind of, if I do use it that way, if I do use it for a pocket, it'll cover it. Let's see what I got here. I'm trying not to block the side here. There we go. Okay, let's try this. Get the glue all over my hands. And I kind of see where the this folds over pretty easily. So that's kind of what I was going for on that. So here, now I can go back and glue down any of these edges that might be flopping around. That one down there. I'm going to put a little bit of, you can use fray check also on here, but I don't know where mine is right now, so we're going to go with the white glue. Down a bit. That's where it kind of raveled when I cut it. With just a little piece of glue that'll hold it steady. And okay. There is a little space to put a tag. Put a little glue here and maybe here. Actually, I don't want to get too close to each other, because then it won't open correctly. Okay. I like that. I think I want it just to say journal on it, so let me look for a journal. Here's one. What is coming is better than what is gone. Boy, we hope that's true, don't we? Let that be the wish for 2021. I'm not finding my... Well, I'll have to look at another place. My trusty file folder. There we go. Let's see if we have enough time to do this. Do I want memories? I think I do. I think I want memories. Sometimes what I do before I cut the tags is I go around them. Then it doesn't take quite as long to. And then I also like to use more of a ragged edge for these. Okay, so memories here, down here. I think peeking out from under here. I think that's good. And then I'll just have to finish this up. Won't be putting too much inside of it. Maybe a few more pockets and some other ephemera, because it's mainly it's a journal where you would write mostly in it, and some pockets for the memories and so on. I think I might just tack this down just a tiny bit. Okay, sorry about that. It cut off there. I was not finished with it, but I did go ahead and finish a lot more, so that I can make this video a little shorter. So I'll show you what I did. I added the charms to the bottom, a little tassel and a dragonfly. And I put some grommets on the edge, on each edge, with the front and the back, so that it could be tied. I didn't want to wrap a ribbon around the slow stitch area because it already was pretty enough. So it can be closed over on the side. Okay, I put a pocket here. I'm going to go back and fill up this a little bit more with some, maybe it's just some plain paper. I did a ruffle that's out of paper and added some flowers. I added a fabric burlap pocket, and then a little piece of burlap with the angel on it. I did some stamping, some script stamping. This was the book page, and of course I wanted to cover up most of that. I mean, I made sure that it didn't say anything, with bad words or anything, but still I wanted to cover up most of it. So I covered both sides. This side I covered with a folded pocket. And put these in. These are like little journaling cards. Which one? And on the other side is a tag that I glued down as a pocket. More paper. This is a tag that I had already made, journaling card, and I added a pocket over here, little corner pocket. This is from my my snippets. I had made some snippets with fabric and lace and ribbon. This is where I had stenciled on the paper because it was white, and to make it a little bit not so white looking, I guess you could say. It's just a little tag I made. I love making these snippets and the snippet rolls, so I'll probably make some more snippet rolls out of paper. And here's one we did a little earlier today. Okay, here's the map. I decided to just leave this plain in the middle, and whoever can add their own. Maybe put some photographs or mark it up where they've been, so on. And this is an over the edge tag, a double tag. We did this earlier. Here's a pocket. Here's another ruffle made out of paper. I am going to add something to this. Some more, here's the paper. This folds out. Has a pocket up here. And I added this little girl and the dog. Some more journal paper. Fabric flip. You can write underneath it. And this is the back of the book. I made a tag, excuse me, a pocket out of my little, I made these log cabin pockets on one video. You can look that up if you'd like. I'll try to put it in the description box below so you can check it out. And when I did it is I just glued that to another piece of paper, a pocket. Okay, and there's the back. The slow stitch. So it turned out pretty nice. I think that I will, like I said, I'll add some more to it, a little bit more, and I need to take it up to the to be in the holiday art market on Thursday. So I'll take it up there and hope it sells. I'll let you know. Thanks for joining me today, and I wish you all a very wonderful Christmas. I may come on sooner than that to do another video, but in case I don't, I wish you all have a wonderful holiday and peace of mind to everyone. Thank you.